Here comes Bod. Bod is listening to a grasshopper singing. That grasshopper sounds so close, says Bod. I'll follow its sound and then I'll see it. But as he goes towards it, the grasshopper stops chirping and hops off. Bod hops after it. Then Frank the postman cycles by. What's up with Bod? He says. I must find out what Bod's up to. And so he hops after him. Then Aunt Flo comes by and sees Bod and Frank hopping about in the long grass. I must find out what they're up to, she says, and hops after them. Then along comes P.C. Copper. Hello, hello, he says. What's going on here? I must look into this. Farmer Barleymow isn't all that surprised to see his friends hopping madly about in the air. They're always up to something, he says. What can it be now? And he hops after them. Anyone seeing us must think we're hopping mad, he says. They hop over several fields. At last, the grasshopper stops hopping and starts singing again. Bod and his friends come to a stop too. What are we all hopping for? Asked Barleymow. Ask Aunt Flo, says P.C. Copper. Ask Frank, says Aunt Flo. Ask Bod, says Frank. He started it. I'm following a grasshopper, explains Bod. I'm hoping and hopping and hopping and hoping to see him. He hops after the grasshopper. The others follow him. Suddenly, Frank stops in mid-air. He spotted a mother swan sitting on her eggs. Now, that's a sight I've never seen before, says Frank. Amazing what you discover when you follow a grasshopper. Then P.C. Copper spots something that stops him in mid-hop. Goodness me, he says. That's the stolen car the whole force has been searching for. Amazing what you discover when you follow a grasshopper. Barleymow, too, is suddenly stopped in his hops. He hears a bleating sound. Goodness me, he says. That's my lost sheep. Amazing what you discover when you follow a grasshopper. Then Aunt Flo stops. Well, I never, she says. A badger's set. I didn't know there was one in these woods. Amazing what you discover when you follow a grasshopper. They all stop to look. The grasshopper stops too. Can you see where? Well, we've all discovered something by following the grasshopper, says Aunt Flo. What about you, Bod? Oh, I've discovered what a good day you can spend when you follow a grasshopper, says Bod.
There goes Bod. And here comes... what? Something quite small that makes a noise when it flies. Bzzz. A bee. Here's something else that flies, flutters quietly. What is it? A butterfly. Now, which do you think is going to fly in first, the bee or the butterfly? Guess. It's the butterfly. Were you right? Guess again. The bee. Bzzz. Have another guess. Do you think it'll be the bee again or the butterfly? The butterfly, perhaps. Bzzz. No, it's the bee. Bzzz. Bzzz. Which one this time? The butterfly. Did you get that one right? Now which one? Oh, they've come down together for a rest. Say when you think they're going to fly off again. Now? No. Now? No. When? There they go. Now, say when you think they're going to come down again. Now? No. Now? No. And down they come. Now there's another butterfly resting here. Can you spot where? It's not easy to see, is it? It's certainly not on the stalks of the flowers. Look closely at the petals. Have you seen it yet? There it is. Looked just like part of the flower, didn't it? And somewhere here there's a fish hiding. Can you spot where it is? Must be lying very still. Maybe you'll see it when it moves. Have you seen it yet? Ah, there it is. Swimming off to another part of the pond. Somewhere here is a grasshopper. But where? Have you spotted him yet? There he goes. And here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grasshoppers. Look, 5 grasshoppers sitting on a twig. 5 grasshoppers sitting on a twig. But if one grasshopper should jump onto a pig, there'd be 4 grasshoppers sitting on the twig. 4 grasshoppers sitting on the twig. But if one grasshopper should jump onto a pig, there'd be 3 grasshoppers sitting on the twig. 3 grasshoppers sitting on the twig. But if one grasshopper should jump onto a pig, there'd be 2 grasshoppers sitting on the twig. 2 grasshoppers sitting on the twig. But if one grasshopper should jump onto a pig, there'd be 1 grasshopper sitting on the twig. 1 grasshopper sitting on the twig. And if that grasshopper should jump onto a pig, there'd be no grasshoppers sitting on the twig. As Alberto Frog of the Amazing Animal Band was on holiday one year, sunbathing on a lily pad, he listened to all the sounds around him. Birds singing in the woods, and somewhere across the fields, a donkey going, ee-aw, ee-aw. He watched the fish gliding through the water below him, and all around him heard the busy buzz and hum of insects. When he got back to the animal band, he told them of all the sounds he had heard. "If only we could make music that sounded like that," he said. "But we can," said Monkey, who'd been in charge of the orchestra while Alberto was away. "Music that will bring memories of your holiday back to your mind." So Alberto listened as the band began to play. Alberto listened. Yes, it brought it all back to him. The green woods, and a cuckoo calling far away. "Now listen to this," said Monkey. "What animal does this remind you of?" Alberto listened. It was the donkey braying. "And this one?" said Monkey. Alberto listened. He heard nothing. The band wasn't playing. "Nothing," he said. "Well, it's something you saw in the water. It doesn't make any sound at all. Listen, this music may help you to see what I mean," said Monkey. Alberto listened, and then he saw what the monkey had meant. The music made him think of the fish swimming through the water. "And last, but not least," said Monkey, and he played as he'd never played before. Alberto saw the bees buzzing from flower to flower. "Well played, Monkey," said Alberto. "Well played. And now for our tune. A 1, a 2, a 3. There goes the animal band. And here comes, do you remember? Bod. And here comes... Who's this? Farmer Barleymow. 2 Farmer Barleymows. Snap. Aunt Flo and PC Copper. Now that's not Snap, that's 2 different pictures. You say Snap when you see 2 picture cards the same. Aunt Flo and Bod. No, that's not Snap. Flo and Farmer Barleymow, no. Aunt Flo and Aunt Flo. Flo on one side and Flo on the other. So that makes Snap. There goes Bod and his friends, but he'll be back.